Some of that cabbage. Oh yeah. Some of that onion mustard sauce. Come on, sausages. Come on, that's our Cumberland sausage bake with cabbage and a really nice creamy mustard sauce. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick today. An easy tray bake again. Simple this one. It's going in the oven. We're cooking sausages, cabbage. We're going to do roast potatoes. Now we do have to parboil them first, so that's going to be 2 pans. It's going to be a roasting tin and a pan. Okay, and all the rest of us just laid out for you to see, because really you can just chop it and chuck it in the roasting tray. Anyway, it's a roasting tray job in the oven, but I want roast potatoes, and we're going to parboil those with baking soda, not baking powder. We're going to take off the starches from the outside of the potato, and we're going to roast those in the oven with the sausages and the cabbage. We're slicing some onions, a little bit of garlic, and we're going to make a creamy mustard sauce using 2 types of mustard. It's easy, it's simple, it's dinner on the table in about 35-40 minutes. Let's do it, come on. On here, we want some sliced onion. Now, you slice it any which way that you normally slice your onions. Nice and steady, come on. It doesn't matter how big really, just thin. Now we can go smaller, you just cut it in half and off you go. It's in a bowl for now, and then we're just going to chuck it in there. Let's just get it back in that bowl a minute. Right. Oven on preheated 200 degrees, somewhere around about there, 190, 200. We might as well do that garlic at the same time. A nice little one of them over the top of there. Big as small as you like, it doesn't matter. Up to you. That'll do. Some nice chunky garlic there. Okay, our sausages. I am using Cumberland sausages. I like that, just that little bit of a spicy flavour through there. It doesn't matter what sausages you use, okay? No point saying I can only get pork sausages, whatever. Use any sausage of choice. We want some oil in there. Like that. Give your sausages a little whiz round in there. Onions in there. Nice one of those. Stick your sausages on top of some of your onions. Obviously this can be changed up. You know, you can do this with any meat or tofu or anything like that. You don't have to worry about using sausages. Says I've got sausage to use, that's why we're doing it. Okay. That goes in the oven. Now that's going to go in the oven. It's only going to go in for about 10 minutes. And we're going to stick the potato. We're going to cut the cabbage and stick the potatoes on. So just get that in the oven for now to start it off. So before we get those potatoes on, our cabbage. We want some chunks of cabbage. Okay. Now you can do what you want with the core. That's entirely up to you. Nice and steady. We'll add that out of there. I don't want it. Now these are about inch thick pieces, somewhere around about there. We've got some lovely chunk cabbage there, look. That's it. Right, we need to put that to one side, don't we? So let's just chuck that in there. Okay, I've just already peeled the potatoes. I've cubed them. They're in cold water. Let's crack on. In there with some baking soda. You don't have to go 2 crackers with this. Just a little bit of baking soda in there. Flame on. Bring up to the boil. 7 minutes, no more. Now by using baking soda in here, it will froth a little bit on the top. We're not bothered. That's the starches coming out the side of the potato with the baking soda. Nice and steady. Okay, let's just drag that over there a second. Leave it cooking. Grab a bowl. I'm going to do it in a bowl. I would normally mix it in a jug, but I want you to see what's going on. Okay, we got a bowl. Right, we've got 2 lots of mustard here. I've got whole grain and I've got Dijon. One tablespoon of Dijon mustard. 1 tablespoon of whole grain mustard in there. A little bit of chicken stock in there. What about 180 mils actually of cream? So, oh, that'll do. That's going to be about that much. Just give that a stir, get that Dijon mustard off this spoon. We don't want to waste anything. That is corn flour or corn starch. We want a little bit of a thickness of a sauce as this cooks, because the fluid is going to come out of the cabbage. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, salt and pepper to taste. That's our sauce. I'll bring this back in here. Get your tray out of the oven. 7 minutes is up. Potatoes done. Grab yourself a little tray. In there. Okay, our sausages, our onion there, look. Okay, nice and steady, just drag your sausages to one side a second, okay? Now, what we need to be doing, dumping our cabbage in here like this. And then we're going to put the sausages on the top. Okay, so just move them around, nice and steady. They're not too hot, they've only just started to cook. So get your cabbage in. Okay, we got a little bit of garlic going on here. Any which way you want, or don't put it in. Just move these sausages around a bit so the sausage juice soaks down on the cabbage. Okay, our sauce over all that cabbage in there. Little bit of butter on there. It doesn't matter how much you put in actually, it's just to give it a little flavouring on the cabbage. So, you know, if you don't want to use it, don't put it on. Simple as that, you know. But so that's prepped nice and steady. Now, it's only going to take about 30 minutes, and that's why we're doing roasties. Our roasties, come on. What, a little bit of oil? Now, this is rosemary salt. If you have it, use it. If you don't have it, you ain't using it. And there, a little bit of that. It is on the channel if you want to go ahead and make it. That's up to you. Fantastic on any vegetables, and especially roast potatoes. Right, there you go. Those are going in the oven, side by side, 30-35 minutes. Now we'll have to might watch the sausages, we might have to turn them. The smell in here is absolutely off the charts. Right, what you need to do, you need to take a look at your sausages. Make sure those sausages are getting a bit of colour all the way around. So you might need to turn them round, and you might have to flip the potatoes if you want to get colour all over the potatoes. That's up to you, or you can just leave them to brown like that. But I'm sure as roast potatoes, they're going to be browner whether in the tin than they are on the top. So up to you whether you leave them or turn them. But the sausages definitely need turning so they get a colour all the way around. As you can see, they need turning. Now don't be slow at doing this. We need this cabbage to be cooking in this fluid underneath. And don't splash yourself like I've just done. Bit of colour on there like that. Okay, let's get that back in quick smart. In there. Now we get a bit of colour on our roasties. Super. Just look at that. Back in, come on. We've had 37 minutes. It's coming out. Oh yeah. That is our Cumberland sausage bake with cabbage and a mustard cream sauce. Okay, in there, some of that cabbage. Oh yeah. Some of that onion mustard sauce. Come on, sausages on there. It ain't gonna stay on. Come on, that's our Cumberland sausage bake with cabbage and a really nice creamy mustard sauce. And we got a few roasties because we got the oven on. There you go, come on. Come on. Oh, look at that. Oven cooked sausages, a little bit of our sauce. Oh. Oh, that is ridiculously good. I can tell you now, that sauce is one of my favourite sauces, okay? I'm giving you away one of my favourite sauces. It's not just the mustard that's in there that makes this cream sauce. It's because it's been cooked in there with the onions. And the onions then infuse the flavour into the chicken stock and cream with the mustard sauce. A little bit of salt and pepper. It's fabulous. You need nothing else. The flavour profile is massive. Okay, and then onto our cabbage. Look, let's wreck the whole dinner. Look, you can see the cabbage is cooked. It's absolutely perfect. It's cooked away quite nicely in all that sauce. That is delicious. A little bit of crunch left on that cabbage. And you know, with this cabbage as well, don't forget, we stood the sausages on top of the cabbage. So the sausage juices have gone through the cabbage, as well as that little bit of butter cooked in that sauce. That is such an easy way to put a fantastic, and this is really fantastic meal on the table. Some serious flavour here. There you go. I can't stop eating this, I can tell you now. It's absolutely fabulous. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to shove all these sausages and cabbage, creamy sauce in the oven, make some roasties, chuck it on a plate and enjoy. And if you do enjoy what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. Oh, that is absolutely incredible.